Do you come from a land down under? And by the way, that's still one of the best songs that's ever been written. I never tire of hearing it, and it describes to me, in my head, what you imagine Australia is going to be like before you even get there. It must have driven tens of millions of people to go and visit Australia. Anyway, before we jump into this one, you know the score. Comments are open. So as usual, the great Australian comedians are at it with social media with this brilliant post welcoming Charles and Camilla to Australia. My question though, love the humour, don't get me wrong. My question is, what do Australia get back from Charles and Camilla? Do they get enhanced trade with the UK? No. Do they get any sort of priority funding to fight climate change? No. I mean, I can't really think of anything Australia get back in return for the privilege of letting these two bozos be heads of state. Australians out there, can you let me know in the comments? Educate me if I've missed something important. But to me, these two, as they do in the UK, just seem to be draining the coffers of the hard-working Australian people. Have a brilliant Sunday, guys. Catch up with you tomorrow. Is this guy the only person that's actually excited about Charles and Camilla landing in Australia? Quite possibly. Let's jump into this one straight away. So this guy believes he's the real, legitimate, eldest heir to the throne in the UK because, wait for it, he is the child of Charles and Camilla. They had him together when they were in their early 20s. Crazy, I know, but it could be true. Why don't Charles and Camilla allow this guy to have a simple DNA test to prove or disprove his story? Here's my theory. It's also likely that Prince Philip, the Queen's husband, with his wandering eyes and wandering body parts, are involved in this situation. If they submit to a DNA test, particularly Charles, there's a possibility of a familial match, which means he's not Charles's son, but he is closely connected to someone that's related to Charles. What a scandal that would be. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant Saturday. Well, it looks like Australia's politicians, the state leaders, are voting with their feet, literally, when it comes to the proposed royal tour of Australia. Before we jump into this one, you know the score. Comments are open. Would love your opinion. So we know that Australia is a huge country and a huge continent. And because it's so big, it's split into states. Each state has a state leader, quite similar to the British Prime Minister in terms of their responsibility and in terms of their power. And guess what? None of the elected state leaders are going to meet King Charles when he undertakes his state visit. What does that say about the feeling of Australians generally? Where none of the leaders are prepared to look as though they're supporting the British working royal family in 2024. Yes, I know there's been polls done where quite a few people in the Australian public do support the monarchy, but the tide is turning when an elected politician does not want to affect their own reputation by meeting up and therefore supporting, directly and indirectly, the British working, taxpayer-funded royal family. Have a brilliant Monday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. Well, we all know that together or separate, Meghan and Harry have always been able to break the internet. But huge thanks to Sussex Spartan Meghive, follow him, her on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, for putting this amazing montage together. That just shows you across 14 days the power of Meghan and Harry and just how much they can convince the media, whether the media loves them or not, to follow their every move. But my question for you today, get your critical thinking hat on, is this. What would the British working taxpayer-funded royal family have to do to get headlines like these across the space of 14 days? Can they actually do it? Do they want to do it? What would they have to do to shine a light on all the things that we need to talk about as a human race to get coverage like this? My opinion, never shy about giving it. Thanks for following my channel. I don't think they want to do it, but even if they wanted to do it, I don't think they know how to do it. Have a brilliant Saturday. I'm off to yoga. Let me know what you think in the comments. Well, when I first saw this one, I saw the headline and thought the usual, yet more mudslinging at Meghan. But actually, I was surprised to find it's not the case. This is referring back to Meghan's old bodyguard in Canada and actually some of the brilliant things that he said about her. Because guess what? He was close to her in the time when she was filming Suits and got to know her as a real person. Well, what about that? Obviously, Meghan was slightly concerned about joining the royal family, probably at that time, one of the most talked about families in the whole of the world. Clearly, they're not that anymore now Meghan's left, but that's a whole other story. But yes, of course, she was concerned about her changing lifestyle and the imagined focus that she would get from the international press worldwide. Unfortunately, as we all know, the worldwide press have done a pretty bad job on supporting her, and that's probably the nicest way of saying it. It's great to see people that really know Meghan and have worked with her and understand her philosophy of, if you are kind, you will get kindness back. And I think that is something that the British royal family seriously failed to understand. Meghan is a strong person. How you treat her will be returned. And clearly that was lost on the British working taxpayer-funded royal family. More stories like this are needed, not the diversion tactics pumped out by Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace on a daily basis. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. The bullying inquiry, Meghan Markle, Buckingham Palace. And it's great to see the media staying on top of this one and reminding us all how failed Meghan was by Buckingham Palace. Before we jump into this one, you know the score. Comments are open. Would love your opinion. So the media are confirming that Meghan was failed by Buckingham Palace because Buckingham Palace promised to reveal the results of the bullying inquiry. Did the inquiry ever take place? Were there any results? How many people were interviewed? What did they say? And why, as we were promised, as a general public that are taxpayers, why weren't the results of the bullying inquiry published to help Meghan with her mental health and to help us, poor taxpayers in the UK, understand what happened? I don't know. The rumours on the street from other hacks, you know what I'm saying, is that the bullying inquiry focused on 5 key Buckingham Palace staffers who felt able to take action even though they were in a privileged position which must have been permitted or displayed by those above them. That's probably why we'll never get to the bottom of it. These people felt empowered to conduct themselves in a way that was quite frankly disgraceful because they had a get out of jail free card because senior royals displayed the same behaviour. Let me know what you think. Comments are open. Have a brilliant Sunday. Hold on a minute, hold on. Last week, Richard Eden was telling us that Harry and Meghan's marriage is in trouble. This week is telling us they've bought a holiday home in Portugal. You know the score. Before we jump into this one, comments are open. Would love your opinion. Apologies for the Fido Dido hair, by the way. This is a brilliant strategic move for Harry and Meghan. And whether you love them or hate them, this move is huge. It's gigantic and it's going to drive the staffers at Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace mad because they will now have a European base. We all know that Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace were so relieved when the guys moved to a different continent and a different time zone. But guess what? Whenever they want, they can be back in Western Europe with 1 hour time difference to the UK, lapping up the sunshine in the beautiful country of Portugal. California weather, European vibes. A perfect place for these two to buy a holiday home. They're going to be even more visible to Charles and Camilla. They're going to have more media following them. They're going to have a greater influence on using the media to shine a light on the things that we need to talk about as a human race. All the things that the British working royal family, taxpayer funded, cannot or don't want to do. Go Harry and Megs! Good to see you back on Western European shores. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Well, of course I had to cover this one. I'm not always first to the story because I like to have some time to think about things and get my commentary together. Before I jump into this, apologies for the Fido Dido hair. Not sure what's going on today. And full credit to Anne Boleyn on X or Twitter. Follow that person for use of their image and their commentary in today's story. So if you remember in the early days, the press were obsessed that Meghan had kidnapped Harry. And then secondly, Harry was miserable in California. Yeah, this is how miserable he is. And I've commented before when he was doing the downhill bobsled racing that this dude is like a modern day James Bond. And this image and his activity, and I actually can't believe how good at it he was, to be honest. He looked great. Just proves how athletic and like a modern day James Bond this guy is. Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace, the minions must be doing their nuts when videos and images like this coming through. It must absolutely torpedo any chance they have of a positive PR campaign around Kate, William, Charles and Camilla. You just cannot compete with this stuff when this guy and Meghan draws the media attention on a global scale. Looks like they're having a great life to me. I'm slightly jealous of the weather. I'm slightly jealous of the opportunity that he got to learn to surf, but good on them both. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. Have a brilliant Friday. The little dog sleeps on the bed, in the bed. Which is correct? Who cares? I don't know. The weekend is in sight. Happy Friday, everyone. You know the score. Comments are open. Would love your opinion. In the days when Harry has been living the dream and surfing in California, the best thing that the royal family can push out is an exclusive about Kate and William's dog and how it's allowed to sleep on the bed or in the bed with them. Wow, these guys are really changing the shape of the world in the UK by admitting their pet care habits. I feel like you do, there's probably a lot more that these two could do. But they seem to want to be the future king and queen of the UK via social media and via press leagues. I really wonder what else is going on in the background and what these little snippets of non-stories are designed to do. Little chunks to keep the news organisations and the peasants happy. What's really going on behind the scenes? Comments are open, guys. Have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. Yet another British royal family let them eat cake moment. You better believe it. And I'm sure there's loads more of these to come in the future. I had to cover this for people outside of the UK that would have missed this because it absolutely symbolises the mentality of Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace in that the royal family have unlimited time, resources and money and live like billionaires, but want to pay the people that work for them minimum wage. So this job was originally advertised at less than minimum wage. And by the way, in the UK, you can't live on minimum wage. You can exist on minimum wage. It was later edited to minimum wage, the equivalent of minimum wage, when the press pointed it out. And it was described as a typo. The dichotomy between how these people want to live and what they believe other people should have as a quality of life is absolutely huge. It's a chasm. These people are only interested in themselves. They are not interested in their citizens and being in a situation where they lead by example and give their citizens and literal servants as a housekeeper a better quality of life. I think this story is absolutely disgusting. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. You know, any notion that King Charles wants Andrew to move out of Andrew's current residence, the Royal Lodge, a mansion surrounded by acres and acres of parkland, is absolutely false. This false narrative given to the public that there's some sort of tension between Charles and Andrew is completely false. It's a smokescreen and it's a huge distraction campaign. So the public believe that Andrew is facing some sort of punishment for his behaviour. Believe me, guys, he isn't. And this story above demonstrates why the other story is completely false. Because Andrew now, his only option to move to would be Frogmore Cottage. And Andrew now is working behind the scenes to try and ingratiate one of his daughters and get Eugenie in the only place that Andrew could possibly move to. This family is absolutely crazy. The amount of PR that's pushed out there to fool and deceive the people, the tax-paying British public who pay for these leeches, is absolutely incredible. What a great start to the Monday. Comments are open as ever. Let me know what you think.
Hello my people, Lady Rose here. How y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome, and my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. Guys, did you all see what's going on in the UK? So King Charles and their home wrecker went to Australia. I'm telling you, it's not easy on these people. It's not easy on them. Not at all. Guess what? Because they saw Prince Harry and Meghan being everywhere on the news, guess what happened? It took them to Australia. But guess what? Some great news is that the Australian people want to move to Republic. They do not want to see these people. They do not want to see this escort lady coming down there as a queen. No, she's a home wrecker. The rat. That's what Murad Morelli calls her. Yeah, but y'all, remember what I was thinking. The person who's probably very happy that these people came down there is their legitimate kid. Do y'all know? Have you guys watched news about a guy who claims to be these people's firstborn child? Have you guys watched the news about that guy? If you haven't, Google. The news is so juicy. The guy has been around here. He's been requesting DNA from Kyle Miller. And the husband, Charlie Boy. Yes, he's been requesting for DNA for a minute now. But guess what? Nobody's giving him a DNA. And as you heard from Ministry of Hacks, there is something there. The rumor that the guy could possibly be Philip's child. But either way, it's one of them child. Because that boy looks like both escort, the escort queen, and the Charlie boy. Guys, I don't know. I never seen lots of white people looking like each other. Because guess what? There are a few of them in my family. They don't look exactly like each other. Yeah. So I'm telling you, I'm not one of them people who's going to tell you like, well, guess what? All the white people look the same. No. I got a few of them in my family and them people look different. I'm just saying. So this dude actually looks like the escort queen and the Charlie boy. No, not really much like that Philip boy, even though we heard a lot of dark stuff about that dude. He was naughty. What y'all guys thought he was? We knew he was racist. We knew he had bad mouth, but lots of people never knew that he was also, you know what I mean. Some other kids gonna come out here and telling you like they're Philip's sons and daughters. Just wait. So Australia want to become a republic. Does not want nothing to do with these two. Doesn't want nothing to do with them. And y'all saw in that video there, they got this farewell, whatever, pictures on there. And guess what? They did put everybody, but they did not include Make Mumbles. Did y'all see that head? Those heads with the escort, the home wrecker with the Charlie boy, and they got Bulliam on there too, on the list. But for some reason, they left the Mumbles out. Because you know why? Mumbles has family in that country. I told y'all guys about the Goldsmith. I told y'all guys about the Sophia Goldsmith, who is Mick Mumbles' great something to Carol Middleton. Who got married to bunch of to the long line of criminals who got deported from England back in the day when they were forming that Australia, and they called it deportation, but they would take their own English thieves and send them to Australia. And some of those people are related to Mumbles. Yes, Mick Mumbles' mother's family. Direct blood. We're not lying here. They got the same damn name like Gary Goldsmith. Goldfish, Goldsmith. So maybe that's why the Australians left Mumbles' picture out of there. Because guess what? She is their DNA. She is coming from the long line of DNA of gangsters, hustlers. She hustles. Mumbles hustled her way out there off all. Mumbles hustled her way off those yachts. She hustled her way out here, from yacht girl to out here. You know where she was hustling with the Bulliam's uncle, the pedo prince. Mumbles was hustling with all those ones because guess what? She came from long line of hustlers. What do you want me to tell you? She be hustling. She's still hustling. Hustle, baby, hustle. Oh my goodness. God help Mumbles. But yeah, so they excluded Mumbles' picture from that picture. Yeah, but you saw that. But guys, did y'all see that article there where they talking that one of the squaddies did put them together? Thank you, the X squaddies, the Twitter squaddies. We appreciate you. Zandy Success and all the others. One love. We love y'all guys down here. God bless y'all. Yes. So guess what? Did y'all see those articles? That squaddie did put all those newspapers, put all of them together, posted them on the internet. 14 days, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were everywhere on the internet. But guess what? They are doing God's work. They are working for the charities. What is Bulliam doing with Mumbles? What are they doing? Y'all know what the article, you saw the article they got about them? They got the article that Bulliam started matching his shoes with his blazers. He started matching his socks with the underwear. That's the kind of news these people have, because guess what? They ain't got no juice. They ain't got no news to talk about. Nothing. And to go even further more in the ridiculousness, they went down to their bedroom. They opened Bulliam's bedroom door with the Make Mumbles. So those people do lay down in bed with their dog. So,
and guess what?
so their dog does go to bed with them. Is that news? Lots of our dogs sleep in beds with us. We don't come talk about it. Is that real news? What is that helping the poor taxpayers of the UK with? Is that helping people? Is that news for people to put their little tiny dog to sleep in their bed? Or maybe there is other coded message behind that y'all wanting to tell us that we're not paying attention. So did y'all hear that part? It says the Australian elected leaders did not even want to see these home wreckers. The home wrecker, the escort with their husband, the tampon guy. What are those tampon? What are they? There are a specific name for those tampon around here. I forgot. I'm gonna need to check it for y'all guys. I can tell you what type of tampon that dude really is. You know those ones back in the day. What was those mama's tampon? Like, what was that? What were they called? Oh, guys. So this tampon guy, the elected leaders of Australia did not want to welcome. So right now here, you know, like I told you, because the Meghan wore that red dress, Prince Harry is working, doing God's work everywhere in Lesotho to help the AIDS Foundation and all those built like a beautiful foundation when he was only 20 years old. And these people here looking at themselves there with their ridiculousness, they can't do anything with themselves. They just had to throw themselves in Australia because they thought it was going to break in and then make it like a big news. But guess what? I don't care. Neither do Australians care about y'all. They don't want to see your faces. Take your faces out of there. Yeah, so Prince Harry went surfing in California. And all those people are going like, well, that was really not even real water. What was it? Was he surfing on land, on a piece of rock, on a mountain? He was in the water. It doesn't matter if it was artificially made. And right now here, you dug all the dead people from that monarchy who surfed water before. What does that have to do with Prince Harry? Y'all need to take this one here, bully him, send him surfing. Bro, you know, I've been also like in a weight loss journey, but I tell you, that dude, that weight loss, somebody probably need to feed him with the liquid butter injected in his skin. You know how they do those Thanksgiving turkey? Somebody need to do something similar to that to bully him. Liquefy the butter and put it in a little syringe and inject it in that dude's skin. Dude looks really bad. Oh yeah, he looks really bad. He needs Jesus. You know, when you're doing lots of wrong stuff on this planet, you hating on your own DNA, your own little brother, your own sister-in-law, your own nephew and the niece, guess what? God is going to take that beauty away. And some people been saying on the internet here on the TikTok, I love one of them sisters who was telling that she goes like, well, guess what? I'm one of them Gen X. I lost my teeth. But guess what? I'm going to tell you, Diana took her beauty from bully. And I believe that. Because look at that dude. I don't even know if he can do anything on this, whatever, on this same water that these people are qualifying to a dry land that Prince Harry went to surf on. You know, Prince Harry got some beautiful brother, calling him a brother. He said, in Tahiti, we call you Prince. And right here, I'm going to call you my brother. That's kind of love we have down here in America, up here in America. Comparing to the map, you guys down there in Europe. So up here in America, that's how we show love. Y'all said Prince Harry was miserable in California. Didn't you say that? Is that how misery look like to you? Well, misery looks like a kissing. You know, what's this girl with Hollywood? What do you call it? Kissingly? That one. Yes, that one. The fake miserable woman from California. So the definition of miserable looks like that Kessler. That's the definition of a miserable human being. She looks miserable. She sounds miserable with the hate in her, with that raggedy, low testosterone DNA that created her, just created her with lots of deformity, with lots of hate. That's the definition of what you call misery. Prince Harry ain't no miserable. He got people who love him. They call him brother. He is our brother-in-law. We love him into pieces. God bless you, Prince Harry. Keep him doing God's work. Yeah, remember this Eden guy came a few minutes ago saying Prince Harry and Meghan's marriage was suffering. And he said these people were going to break up. Some news came from somewhere from out of blue, from their devil association minds with their raggedy. He said, this 2 days around here, Prince Harry actually bought a home in Portugal, where his cousin lives. Yeah, so that's Beatrice, I believe. Eugenie is the other one with funny eyes. So, apparently, according to that same guy, the mouthy guy, the low testosterone, I say that, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Eden came with this news. And I was posting it on the page here. I believe y'all guys saw it, but I was not believing the thing. But guess what? That's what is coming out here. And y'all guys heard it from the Minister of Hacks. And you know, he doesn't really always lie. And he's a tough squatty around the corner. We appreciate you, the Minister of Hacks. God bless you. Yeah, so we're so happy if he did buy that house. I mean, the dude is really doing some good job. He just got money a few minutes ago. Yeah, he probably did purchase that home there. And meanwhile, I saw one of Queen Elizabeth's mansions somewhere. I don't remember. It was at Malta somewhere, where she used to live in lots of hundreds back there. And was it 1950? Can you believe 1950? My parents were not even born here. I don't even know how old that lady really was. What was she? Oh, maybe she was like in her teen years when she was dating that guy, but apparently she was not really married to the guy yet. She was a teenager. And you know, them people back then, they'd be dating people and they'd be marrying, they'd be fiancé to people when they're like 10 years old. So she was in Malta living in that mansion that I saw Edward with that other witch, the wife. They went down there to visit that home. Apparently they're gonna try to renovate it because it's a kind of historical, because their mother lived there when their father was serving in British Army, and they were not married back then. They were fiancé, and yeah, they lived in that house. So the house is kind of really old, and so they're gonna take you money, the British taxpayers, to remodel that house there. Because I'm not sure that Malta government is gonna take its money to remodel this thing here. That is a really tiny island, that little Malta itself. So I'm hoping they're gonna remodel that house just to be like a historical landmark for those people, maybe to visit and make some money out of it. That's how you play tourism. So right now here, the press is coming back to mention that Buckingham Palace failed Meghan. Is that the news? What do y'all guys want us to tell y'all guys? You failed her because you didn't want her to be there. You came up with all those bullying allegations that nobody could prove anything. Only Jason Nuff could prove it. I can't wait until his testosterone gets lost from his body. And the rest of his day on this planet ain't gonna be good one. Yeah, because he's just similar to a devil. Yeah. Those low testosterone men. I wonder if he was laying in bed with bullying, I don't know. Because a few minutes we saw him getting the medals. But well, the truth is gonna come out one day, one person, or this same guy, when God is gonna take charge of everything in his body. He will come out here and he's gonna confess. Just wait. He will tell the truth. God doesn't like ugly. You know, with God hating ugly so much, look at how he is dilapidating bullying. He looks dilapidated. Do you see how that dude looks? With all that money. And the dude goes like, well, he's going right now to fight homelessness. But guess what? The dude gets $24 million in a year. And inherited the Duchy of Cornwall, where every single money comes through the monarchy, wherever that they sell out there. They even sell jams. All of those money goes in that dude's pocket. His daddy used to report the taxes, but guess what? He said he ain't gonna report the taxes. He got all that money, but I tell you, that dude needs liquefied butter that they do pop in Turkey in December. That needs to be popped in his body to plop that skin a little bit. He looks bad. Yes, he looks bad. Because guess why? I told you God doesn't like ugly. That Camilla's son. Yeah, no, Princess Diana's son. They probably just went and switched that guy out there in they switched him in neonatal. He was Camilla's son, and they went and put that kid in a Princess Diana's crib, baby crib. You know, that kid, y'all guys need to follow with that neonatal that brought this guy out here, said that he was Diana's kid. He ain't. Camilla's everything. Sits down there with Camilla, makes up everything. Y'all saw the other article from that other journalist there. You heard the Ministry of Hacks talking about it. They leak everything about their grandbaby. So I believe she was literally mentioning Prince Harry's grandma. But I don't believe that lady was leaking anything. That lady was super old when all this thing were happening here. It was Harry's father was doing this thing here with this one here with the escort bitch. So did y'all guys see there was this article that the king is trying to pay the workers, the what do you call them? Those they call them the servers. What do you call them? They're trying to they put the article that they wanted to hire those people to be paid less than minimum wage. But guess what? Because these people have low self-esteem, they don't value themselves. The people of that place there, they don't. They hate themselves. They will do anything for fame. Did y'all guys see this guy from the Sun magazine saying something about Meghan? Meghan was given title ambassador of Commonwealth. She was given lots of stuff. Therefore, she needed to eat the boo-boo. She needed to sit down and say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and everything there. Take all the boo-boo. And unalive herself so her mama could not have children or grandbabies because of their foes. Well, make it make sense. This is how those people don't value themselves. If they can get any kind of opportunity to work in one of them palaces, guess what? You're going to have lots of those people give their services for free. Because they want to be, they in their head, being close to a king, you are going to go straight to heaven. Not even thinking this guy is adulterous, is a cheater. He was laying down with the married woman when he was married to Princess Diana. What else do you guys want to hear from us? Why you want me to tell you? Those are the people. Those are the people that you identify with. Those are the people that you want to hang around. Those are the people that you calling queen and king. You out of your mind? Y'all guys ain't no ashamed of yourselves with damn low self-esteem. Y'all need to come to my school, sit at the other side of my table. I teach you how to value yourself and love yourself and not entertain this homewrecker with this cheating husband. Terrible humans. So William is just talking about homelessness. He can't do anything. This is a billionaire. He can't take any part of that money to build anything for these people. He's just gonna keep talking about it. And meanwhile, people just talking about him matching his suit with his underwear. Y'all guys should be ashamed of your damn selves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah. Did y'all hear about read the article about Meghan's bodyguard? The one who used to be with her when she was in Canada? He said all the good stuff about Meghan. And guess what? Meghan was very concerned about living her life and transforming into all this weirdness, following all those medieval devilishness. She did not want it. But you know what? Sometimes for love, we just do something. Meghan was a Hollywood star. She did not need you guys. She did not need Prince Harry to be popular. She did not need Prince Harry to be Meghan Markle. Do you hear Tia Mowry? What she says about Meghan? She loves Meghan. Meghan was her star of Hollywood. Meghan was not no damn princess of England. She became that princess after marrying Prince Harry. And Prince Harry was 1 foot out of that palace because that guy was gonna be used as a spare. He was gonna be used as bodyguard to Kate Middleton when the husband is cheating. But he was gonna be the shoulder for Kate to cry on. That's what they wanted to keep him there for, so the brother could keep his dingling out of his pants and then continue to do what he's doing and then hide behind his little brother. I'm glad he made a decision to get himself this beautiful sister, the Queen Meghan Markle. Hot. Bye, people. I love y'all, guys. I'm gonna come again with some more juice and a few more days. I'm gonna come and see y'all, guys. You take care. Please subscribe to Isabella Back's channel. Let's get the sister to 10,000 subscribers. That's what she was aiming for all this while here, guys. What are we doing? It's just taking too long. Are we hitting that subscribe button? Anytime you see her post on here, posted by me here, is gonna give you easy access to her channel. Please hit that subscriber so we could get the sister to 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate y'all guys, and also do not forget to hit that subscribe button on my brother Baron's channel, which is called the Royal Success. And I'm gonna talk to y'all guys, everyone down here. Drop your comment. Let's keep it fun. Let's talk. And please do not forget to send me the thing you have about this Kinsley. What do you call her? Kinsley? Kissing? The one with the Hollywood symbol. Send me the juice on her about a Diddy party so I could put her on X. Okay? Please do it for me. I got TikTok right now, and I got X All of them are called Lady Rose. I'm gonna try to copy those links and put them down here for y'all guys. I'm busy as hell. It's close to holidays, and with these elections, you have lots of people suffering from anxiety and all those stuff. It's just a lot of work. I have lots of work nowadays that I don't know, but I will pop up out here, come to drop some juice for y'all guys. I'll talk to y'all guys in a few more days. Bye for now.